Hello, bonjour. I'm at the end of La Belle Scribotte today. You might see the lighthouse in the background. The little boat is a boat trip they do out from the port. Anyway, this has definitely been a Sunday. It is absolutely glorious here in Marcion. And I'm stopping en route because plans changed today from taking a couple of friends up to the Carrux Mountain, which is a bit of a shame, but unfortunately one of them was not well. And I realised it's the first Sunday of the month. So plan B is to take advantage of a wonderful system that they have here in France, where they give us the opportunity to have free entry to museums on the first Sunday of the month. Hence, I'm off to the Ephèbe Musée, the museum, which is in Agde, just 20 minutes up the road. Agde is an extremely historic town. It's actually situated on an ancient basalt volcano and is therefore known as the Black Pearl of the Mediterranean. So we'll have a quick tour around the museum, if you'd like to join me. I hope so. This week I was also working. People always do this in my videos when I'm filming it. This week I was also working in Balaga. That's a very pretty village. That's about 40 minutes from here. And it's very close to my family's heart because my parents had a holiday home there for about 40 years, I think, where I'll show you some very pretty streets and the beautiful chateau of Balaga. Another thing I'd like to show you very briefly this week is part 2 of my art journal page. I'm a huge advocate of art journaling for mental health and all sorts of reasons, actually. I think it's great. As I was writing all these bits and pieces that I've been doing this week down for this little intro, it made me realise once again how lucky I am to live here. Here. Isn't it lovely? Everybody's out for their Sunday stroll and that I'm able to do these activities. Sometimes I need to boot myself off the sofa and out the door, but every time, in the back of my mind, I know that it's very worthwhile, and it absolutely gives me a boost. And I'd like to take this opportunity to pass that message on. If you're feeling low and you don't feel like doing anything, please just take a tiny step. I know it's hard to get going sometimes, but just do one small activity, even if it's just getting up and having a shower or wiping down a work surface. Speaking from experience, one tiny step can lead to a big change. So I hope that I can encourage you. Anyway, lots of people wondering what I'm doing here. So I'm going to get back in the car and drive off to Agde to the museum. See you there. I enjoyed a good couple of hours at the museum, immersed in amazing history of Agde and findings from archaeological digs and dives in the Étang de Thau, which is our famous inland lagoon, the Arrow River, and the Mediterranean. I particularly enjoy the exhibition room containing all the details of the Johanna Elizabeth shipwreck, which was recorded in incredible detail. I wandered around and took about 24 videos, but have come to the conclusion that's just a tad excessive. So here's just a few minutes of the wonderful displays, including Ephèbe himself, which was the find of the century and the reason behind the creation of the museum. I hope you enjoyed the exhibition. Bonjour, good morning. I'm in a village called Balaga, which is rather close to my family's heart because we spent a lot of time here with my parents having holiday homes here, and I tend to get properties for sale here in my job as an estate agent because, having grown up here a lot, I'm known as Mr. and Mrs. Fisk's daughter, and I've managed to sell 3 properties here in the last couple of years, and I've got another one to estimate today, but I thought I'd show you why this village is so beautiful. Balaga is on the River Erroul. We have had a lot of rain recently and it rose by 2 meters. Oh yeah, it's very high. This is normally a beach. And over there is normally a beach as well, in front of those trees at the back. There's a beautiful chateau here in Balaga. That is one of the outbuildings. There's the rest of the chateau. There it is. And it overlooks the Erroul. Lovely little old street here. Hey, look at that view. Some information about Balaga being on the river. An old postcard photograph there. Isn't that pretty? And up this road, there's the little chapel. And then turning back for a final view over the river and back to the front of the beautiful chateau. Going from outside the lovely chateau in Balaga to inside my art journal to show you where we left off on the double page spread that I showed you previously. And here is the double page spread as it is now. I was really pleased with the way this turned out as an autumnal page. I loved all the colours that came out, and I'm not normally an autumnal person, but I really enjoyed doing this page. As I mentioned before, some of the items were collage, like these mushrooms, and I liked working out how to blend those into the page. Then I decided I wanted to do more of my own art, so I painted these little pumpkins, for instance, and the sunflowers and the berries and a bigger sunflower. And I loved the red in the vines here. It looks like a Russian vine, doesn't it? Took me a little while to work out what to put in the frames. So in this one I went for a candle in a window effect, which I painted. And yeah, the pumpkins in the original, that's a little picture frame that I painted and then stuck on. So, oh yes, and then finally I wanted to have something sort of tying the 2 pages together. Migrating birds came to mind, so I put those all the way through. And yep, then here there's a little bit of Asemic writing in the background, and I always like to do that as a bit like coded writing, like a download of any thoughts you might be having at the moment. There we are. Yeah, so that's the autumn page. I hope you've had a good week, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Au revoir. Bye.